We'll tell you all about it.
The YUMA Regional Medical Center, one of 12 hospitals around the nation to join in a new partnership. But hear what that means for you.
Plus, violence in the Middle East. But are there signs the end is near? ABC5 News starts now.
From Yuma and San Luis to El Centro and the Imperial Valley, this is ABC5 News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for ABC5 News. I'm Anna Hayes. A first of its kind at MCAS YUMA, the long-anticipated F-35 fighter jet is now here. Reporter Mauricio Marin has just returned from the ceremony at MCAS as Attack Squadron 121 accepted its new jet. He joins us now with more. Mauricio?
Anna, good evening. The arrival of the F-35B Lightning II to YUMA signifies the Marine Corps' forward progress in transitioning the F-35 from testing phase to fully operational.
The aircraft that will be the front line of defense for the next 50 years is here at Marine Corps Air Station Yuma.
The new F-35 fighter jet lands into Yuma. At a ceremony this afternoon at MCAS YUMA, Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 121 became the first operational F-35 squadron.
It is an honor. It very much is. To have this plane first in the operational forces.
VMFA 121 Commanding Officer Jeffrey Scott says they've been hard at work training.
And really, I can't say enough about the 116 Marines that I have. It's their hard work that really makes all this possible.
The new jet doesn't come without controversy.
We have had serious issues with it over time.
Billions of dollars have been spent, and at times there had been concerns about performance and safety. Now, those who've worked on it for years say there are only small kinks that need to be wrinkled out.
We're finishing the helmet. We got a ways to go on the helmet.
And the complexity of the F-35 is like no other.
Got 6 million lines of code, so that's a lot. Compare that to the most sophisticated airplane out there, probably got about 2 million.
Arizona Governor Jan Brewer came out to celebrate at the ceremony this afternoon. She says Grand Canyon State is sure to benefit from this.
It's good for our economy, it's good for our pride, and it certainly is good for our freedom.
The F-35 taking to the skies for the country's defense. Now, pilots in Squadron 121 have been training for months to begin using the F-35. They say they're ready to give it their all. Anna, back to you.
Mauricio, thank you. The Yuma Regional Medical Center makes a huge announcement today that potentially affects everyone in Yuma County. ABC5 News reporter Vanessa Herrera was there, and she joins us now with more. Vanessa?
Anna, the hospital is now partnered with the nation's oldest and largest specialty physician group, and their new partner is said to be the worldwide leader in medical care.
We're proud to join up with such a phenomenal name and such a phenomenal group of docs.
The Yuma Regional Medical Center is now one of 12 hospitals across the nation to be partnering with the Mayo Clinic.
The physicians here in Yuma are excellent. It's really just that a place like Mayo Clinic has physicians who spent their career focusing on very narrow diseases.
Dr. Wyatt Decker with the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix says that YRMC doctors will be given telephone and electronic guidance from the Mayo Clinic specialty doctors.
For example, as Yuma Regional Medical Center launches its cancer center, they'll be able to handle not only what we would call bread and butter, straightforward early cancer cases, but also those cases that are a little bit more complex that require higher levels of specialty.
YRMC CEO Pat Walls has been working on this collaboration for about a year and originally approached the idea for the hospital's cancer center that's being built.
You may or may not have to go to Mayo to be treated initially, but if it's like a drug trial or something that they're doing, they would send the drug down here so you'd be treated here locally. So most of it's going to be here, but you have the huge research of Mayo Clinic.
Meaning less travel to metropolitan areas like Phoenix or San Diego and getting treatment here locally.
Mayo Clinic is the nation's oldest and largest integrated multi-specialty physician group. We have over 3,000 physicians and scientists. We treat nearly 100,000 patients each year.
I asked multiple people today if this partnership will cost patients money, and everyone said absolutely not. They tell me the hospital does pay fees for the consultations, but patients will not see a price hike in their medical bills. Back to you.
The dog caught inside a trailer fire in Yuma yesterday has died from inhaling too much smoke. We first brought you this story yesterday. Rural Metro Fire responded to this fire near Avenue B and 8th Street just before noon. The person who was inside the trailer is just fine, but firefighters had to go back inside to rescue his dog. His pet spent the day at Desert Veterinarian Clinic, but today the clinic told us the dog passed away last night. They say he died from severe complications from smoke inhalation. An overnight trailer fire in San Luis and the people inside the trailer asleep and unaware of the flames. Officials responded to a neighbor's call early this morning. The neighbors say smoke was coming out of a water heater next to the trailer on 22nd Street. A police officer knocked on the door and woke up the sleeping owners who had no idea about the blaze. The fire department was able to quickly extinguish the fire. Fortunately, no one was hurt and the trailer is just fine today. And here's Carlene Chaffis now with a quick look at our local weather forecast. Carlene?
Good evening. Yesterday we hit a high of 79 degrees, so we're actually slightly above the norm, but those 80s are knocking down the doors as we go into the next couple days. Now, I'm taking a look at what you can expect in the week ahead. Sun, and more sun. So plenty of clear skies and also some very warm temperatures to get us into the holiday as well as for the weekend forecast on your 7-day. More details are coming up. Back to you, Anna.
Carlene, looks good. Thank you. Well, if you're planning on driving this holiday weekend, make sure you have a designated driver. The Yuma Police Department says they'll be out in full force over the weekend. They'll have extra officers at various locations looking for impaired drivers. Police say that just too many fatal car accidents happen during the holidays when people drink and then drive. YPD reminds everyone to be responsible when drinking and remember to always contact them if you spot a drunk driver out on the roads. There's lots ahead on ABC5 News, a new fitness fad for baby boomers. See what it is when we come back. Plus, the man behind the furry, lovable, and laughing Muppet moving off of Sesame Street. We'll tell you why when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back. A Calexico woman is dead after police find her in a garage with serious head trauma. Police responded to a crying woman's 911 plea for help just before 10 o'clock this morning. The crime happened in a home on the 1000 block of F. Torres Street. When police arrived, they found a shirtless Jose Antonio Cisneros jumping on top of a car and yelling. Police say he was holding a large knife. Officers also say they discovered 2 women and a baby inside of the home. It's confirmed 1 woman had multiple stab wounds. No word on that infant yet. Officers found another victim in the garage with serious head injuries. She later died at the hospital, and we just got word that the stabbing victim has been released from the hospital this evening. Cisneros is in police custody and being investigated for this crime. And join us later for ABC5's Later Edition, where Eduardo Santiago will bring you the very latest on this developing story. With diplomats converging in the Middle East, there are signs Israel and Hamas are closer to reaching an end to this violence. ABC News' Matt Kozar has the very latest.
Another day of violence in Gaza. Israeli airstrikes killed a senior militant and 5 others in an attack on a car. Elsewhere in the city, masked militants executed 6 people suspected of collaborating with Israel. As attacks from both sides continue,
I strongly caution against a ground operation.
Diplomats converged on the region, including Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
The rocket attacks from terrorist organizations inside Gaza on Israeli cities and towns must end, and a broader calm restored.
The goal of the Egyptian-led negotiations is to broker an immediate end to the fighting, which cannot happen until both sides lay down their arms.
If there's a possibility of achieving a long-term solution to this problem through diplomatic means, we prefer that. But if not, I'm sure you understand that Israel will have to take whatever action is necessary to defend its people.
The Secretary of State will now meet with the Israeli Prime Minister and with Palestinians before heading to Cairo for talks with Egyptian officials. Matt Kozar, ABC News, New York.
Well, some lucky soldiers are feeling thankful tonight after a special delivery just in time for Thanksgiving. American Legion Post number 19 delivered Thanksgiving baskets to 15 soldiers and their families out at YPG today. The baskets included all the Thanksgiving trimmings they'll need to make their holiday dinner one to remember. Each basket even had a full-on turkey inside. And American Legion Post 19 in Yuma understands that many men and women who serve our country don't have family here to spend Thanksgiving Day with, so they will be serving a big old turkey dinner to all veterans and active duty military members. Turkey will be served from noon until 2 on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday. It's free, and family members are also welcome. Our very own reporter Vanessa Herrera will be there enjoying the festivities and talking to some local service members, so be sure to tune in to our special Thanksgiving edition of ABC5 Early News on Thursday. And still ahead, see why some kind-hearted Americans are pitching in and donating to the national debt. We'll be right back.
You're watching ABC5 News with Anna Hayes and Carlene Chavis with weather.
Welcome back. Think you don't pay enough in federal taxes? Well, good news for you. You can donate money to the government to help pay down its massive debt. Don't laugh, many people are doing it. Allison Cossack is at the New York Stock Exchange with all the details.
Americans are pitching in and helping out their country to the tune of $8 million. People donated $7.7 million this year to help pay off the national debt. It's a nice goodwill effort, but it won't make a huge difference. After all, the government accumulated more than $1 trillion in debt in the latest fiscal year. So the $7.7 million is just a tiny fraction of that. But it's still worth noting. Look at this. Until now, people donated about $3 million a year. The big jump shows how big of an issue the fiscal cliff is and that people are paying attention. The government started accepting donations back in 1961 when an anonymous estate left $20 million to the Bureau of Public Debt. Congress actually had to pass a law to legally accept the money, and since then, people have continued to donate. Everything from estates to living taxpayers, even kids. The Bureau of Public Debt says they once received a bag of coins from a classroom. Some call it the spirit of giving, others say it's crazy. But if you're feeling charitable, you can donate to pay.gov or just put an extra check in your federal income tax return. I'm Allison Cossack in New York.
Now it's time to get a look at our holiday week forecast from our very own Carlene Chavis. Carlene?
Good evening. Let's take a look at what you can expect for the desert in Yuma. Mostly clear skies once again as we go into our evening hours. We didn't have too much in the form of cloud cover streaming through for today. Mostly clear skies, and that will be the mainstay throughout most of the week. So going into your evening temperatures at 8 p.m. 70 degrees and also at 11 63 degrees. Getting down to that overnight low, we're talking about a very cool temperature as we get into your overnight temperatures of 57 degrees in Yuma. Most of the desert southwest will be in the upper 50s. Mostly clear skies as well as some light winds. Now here's the setup. We have that area of low pressure still packing quite a punch for the Pacific Northwest. Now we have high pressure in our area, so typically we get some of these storm systems moving through. We see a few more clouds, knock down our temperatures, but the thing about it is the fact that this high pressure system will continue to build over the next couple days. So not even phasing this cold front as it moves through, we could have a few high clouds in the works, but most of that will be to the northern part of Arizona, sweeping through also for Northern California as well. So high pressure will continue to dominate, bringing in the heat, mostly clear skies. Send the clock in motion into your Wednesday. Also for your Thanksgiving in the early morning hours, we'll continue to have those clear skies as we go into the next couple days on your 7-day. Mostly sunny for tomorrow. 82 degrees will be the high with light winds in Yuma. Also in your hour-by-hour forecast, a clear start to the morning, warm in the afternoon. So at 9 a.m., 71 degrees, by noon, 77 degrees, and then by 3 p.m., we're reaching our high of 82. Most of the desert southwest, Desert Valley feeling those 80s. So 81 degrees will be the shared high in Winter Haven, San Luis, and El Centro, 80 in Welton. Now as we go into your forecast for your Turkey Day on Thursday, 83 degrees will be the high. Into the weekend forecast, we're warming up into those 80s even more before we knock down those temperatures by next week. Monday and Tuesday will bring the low 80s to upper 70s with overnight lows that will be in the 50s. Back to you, Anna.
Well, he may be the most famous face in Major League Soccer, but David Beckham will soon be moving on. Officials with the LA Galaxy say Beckham will be leaving the team after the MLS Cup on December 1st. The famous British midfielder joined the team back in '07 and helped lead the Galaxy to a league title last year. His move to the U.S. helped raise the profile of Major League Soccer in the U.S. The announcement of his departure comes just 10 months after Beckham signed a new 2-year contract. When he made that deal, he turned down several offers from top clubs in Europe. And there's lots ahead for us here on ABC5 News. It's hard to find Twinkies on the shelf nowadays, so if you thought about going online to get your fix, you might think again after we tell you what they're going for. Stay with us. Welcome back. Sesame Workshop says the man who voices Elmo has resigned. Kevin Clash has been surrounded by controversy after allegations of sexual assault. A second accuser just came forward this week and filed a lawsuit claiming Clash sexually abused him starting at age 15. Earlier this month, the first accuser's allegations came to light of an inappropriate relationship while he was a teenager, but he later took those comments back. Clash said that relationship was consensual between the two adults. Since then, there have been reports that the first accuser took back his recanting and stands by his accusations. Well, millions of baby boomers are focused on staying fit to prevent injuries as they age. Some are turning to different fitness fads. More on this trend now.
Now that she's in her 50s, Marianne Haggerty says she's paying a lot for her health. She decided to work on preventive measures to get stronger.
I want to stay working and productive and have fun while I'm doing it.
She turned to Pilates, a low-impact workout that strengthens muscles using resistance. Like Haggerty, many baby boomers are focusing on ways to stay healthy and agile to promote longevity. Her instructor says the Pilates classes, specifically for aging clients, are popular because of the benefits people see in their everyday life.
Often mobility becomes an issue because if you don't use your body, it becomes a little stiffer, and that again leads to injuries.
Experts say classes like CrossFit, yoga, and boot camp all work the body's base. Haggerty says her mind and body have improved because she's proactively working to stay strong.
I hope when people think about baby boomers, they think about health, vibrancy, productivity, being engaged. We're taking care of ourselves.
To stretch the years ahead to the fullest. For today's Health Minute, I'm Sandra Endo.
Well, Anna Chalk is here now with a look at what you can see tonight on the later edition of ABC5 News. Anna, I hear you have some good news for holiday travelers.
Thanks, Anna. Good news for Americans as we come upon the holidays. It looks like gas prices are going down nationally, but is that the case here in the Valley? Most people don't want the obesity gene, but now doctors are saying it could be key to fighting certain types of cancers. And pretty soon, birth control could be available over the counter. We'll have those stories and, of course, Eduardo Santiago's in the Imperial Valley right now with police as they continue to investigate that brutal homicide in Calexico. So join us for the latest tonight at 10/9 Pacific, right after a brand new episode of Private Practice. Anna Hayes, back to you.
Well, Twinkies used to cost you a few bucks a box, but now that the company that makes the treats is planning to shut down operations, the cream-filled pastries have become a whole lot more valuable. As Joseph Pleasant tells us, some people are now selling the sweets online for thousands of dollars.
You can find just about anything for sale on Craigslist. Now add boxes of Hostess Twinkies. Since Hostess announced it would stop making the sponge cake treats, their value has skyrocketed, or at least the value resellers have put on them. This Nashville Craigslist ad offers a Twinkie that's, quote, slightly but gently used. The price is a firm $99. This seller out of Cookeville is more flexible. The ad offers a new unopened box of 10 individually wrapped Twinkies. Asking price? A reasonable $3,000, or trade for, quote, interesting things.
I can't imagine it. I can't imagine somebody being so stupid to pay it, and somebody who would even ask that for it.
Jim Wilson has been a lifelong fan of Twinkies.
I grew up with Twinkies, yes, and I grew out with Twinkies. It's kind of sad, 82 years to have a company in business, and then suddenly it's out of business. I don't care what kind of business it is. That's really bad.
eBay is just as hot, with Twinkies being sold at $500 and even a report of a $5,000 asking price.
Would you pay $3,000 for some Twinkies?
Absolutely not.
What do you think of that?
Stupid.
Whatever the asking price, sellers may have to move quick to capitalize. A federal judge has ordered Hostess and its major unions to talk things out in mediation before allowing the company to liquidate its assets, effectively ending Twinkies' more than 80-year run.
So some pricey Twinkies. We still have lots ahead on ABC5 News, so stay with us. Well, if the thought of a hot, freshly baked pecan pie for Thanksgiving makes your taste buds tingle, you're not alone. It's actually a popular pie for the holidays and year-round, and it just so happens November is National Georgia Pecan Month. Now, regardless of how you say it, some say pecan like me, others say pecan. The Georgia Pecan Commission is out with some interesting facts about the popular nut, like there are about 78 pecans used in the average pecan pie, and pecans are the only truly native tree nut in the United States. And did you know Georgia produces more pecans than any other state in the United States? And an ice cream shop in Phoenix is scooping up a Thanksgiving meal with the fixings. The Scoop-tacular ice cream shop is offering turkey, corn, cranberry, and sweet potato ice cream this week. Well, all of the treats are made by hand. Owners say they make all of their own ice cream, which gives them the freedom to make some really creative flavors. This year, it's the Thanksgiving theme. They've got the turkey, pumpkin pie, sweet corn, and sweet potato ice cream for all customers. That's our show tonight. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.